Setting parameters to be controlled by the input level gives you an enormous amount of dynamic control. This feature works by allowing changes to occur based on the volume level of your guitar. You can assign virtually any parameter to change, as well as switch amp channels. I've set up an example here that switches from a rectifier when the guitar volume is all the way up to a clean twin preamp when you roll the volume off. As you roll the volume down, I've also assigned the reverb and delay level to kick in. Okay, so let's set up our dynamic amp first. Press the preamp button and access page 1 by pressing the left cursor button. For channel mode, you want to select Dynamic. Now press the right cursor to jump into page 2 and you want to set up your amps. I've selected a clean twin for channel A and a rectifier for channel B. Now go back to page 1. Set the dynamic sense parameter to 100 and roll your guitar's volume down to the point where you want the change to occur. I find around 6 to 7 works well for me, although it will differ from one guitar to the next. Now gradually turn down the dynamic sense parameter until the change occurs and hold steadily whilst you are playing naturally. Test the transition by playing between full volume and then rolling the volume off. I want to program my patch so that as I roll my volume down to switch to the clean twin, it brings in some reverb and delay. Of course, I could just set up a parallel effects path, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we'll do it via the input sensitivity. So press the Master button and enter the Assign menu. I'll start with the delay effect level. First, press the Master button to enable the assignment. I've set a minimum value of 70 and a maximum value of 0. You can set your levels based on your own personal taste. Scroll down and select Input Level as your source. Now, like when we set up the preamp's dynamic sensitivity, we have to do the same with the assignment's input level. Press the right cursor until you get to page 9, and then follow the same procedure as before. Set the input sense parameter to 100, and then roll your guitar's volume down to the point where you want to hear the delay come in. Now gradually turn down the input sense parameter until you hear the delay. Between 65 and 70 is what I get. Now you can go back and set up your reverb, although you won't need to set the input sensitivity again. My reverb minimum is set to 60 and max is 0. Don't forget to make input level your source.